Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Dennis Edson. I'm the president and CEO of Spartan Stores. And before we start, I'd like to introduce behind me some of the members of the Pure Michigan Fit Partnership. They include Keith Cray, Olga Dazzo, Linda Gobler, Paige Hathaway, Marilyn Lieber, Ben Corman, Bob Cran, Kevin McFatridge, Colleen Livingston, Christina Lawrence, Phil Berquist, Dale Hollinsworth, and Thomas Minter. And we thank them all for being here today and giving their support. It's my pleasure to welcome Governor Rick Snyder and our partners in the Pure Michigan Fit campaign to West Michigan, into our new Family Fare supermarket here on the campus of Metro Health Village, which, in case you didn't notice, is also located on Health Drive, very appropriately for today's news. We are extremely pleased to sponsor and promote this event and health and wellness for all Michigan residents. Governor Snyder told us in his special message last fall that to build a stronger Michigan, we must build a healthier Michigan. As a Michigan-based retailer of groceries and wholesaler that serves nearly every community across the state with fresh and packaged foods, we really couldn't agree more. And we're proud to partner with Governor Snyder and the partner agencies represented here today on this very, very important initiative. So with that, it's my pleasure to welcome and introduce to you the governor of our great state, Governor Rick Snyder.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here today. Actually, it's really intriguing. My very first job was working in a very small general store down near Gun Lake. So this brings back memories. I don't know if you're going to put me to work, Dennis. You got anything I can stock for you? The other one is to have a microphone here. I want to ask who's on aisle 5. But it's really important to be here today. And it's, I think, more important than most of us might imagine when we first came here. And I really want to emphasize that. And I really want to compare it to something else that we're going to see a lot in the news. So most likely later this month, the Supreme Court's going to come down with a decision on the Affordable Care Act. And when that decision comes down, it will preoccupy probably all the press in the entire country for days. And it will have every political person in the United States talking about it and how important that is and all the things going on with that. And what I can tell you here today is what we're talking about here today is more important than that. And that's something I hope we can get all of us to appreciate. Because if you look at all the discussion going on with that, that's about a topic that won't nearly impact our lives or the future of healthcare in our country as much as what we're helping launch today. Because if you look at the biggest single opportunity we have for better healthcare, better wellness, more affordable healthcare for our country, it starts with wellness. It starts with what we're talking about today. And so I'm very proud to be just a team member with all these great people. And I want to thank Family Fare and Spartan Stores for letting us come here to launch here today. And this wide coalition of people from many aspects of the Michigan business community, the nonprofit community, to come together to say it's about taking better care of ourselves and looking at Pure Michigan Fit, and to start with our children, the 5 and less kids out there that can learn the fundamentals from the earliest ages on how to be successful, how to think about these issues, how to incorporate them in their entire lives. So as we go into this topic, I hope you can really appreciate how important this is. There are very few things that would be more important when you talk about quality of life and cost in our country. And these are very simple things. So I'll go back to re-emphasize what we did when we did the health and wellness message about the 4x4 program. All we have to do are 4 simple behaviors. We have to eat better. And that's where I appreciate the retailers of our state being on the cutting edge of supporting that. Eating more fruits and vegetables, eating smarter, drinking more milk. You go to the next step, exercise. And we have people from the Fitness Council here about just to get out and enjoy a Pure Michigan day and enjoy it in a positive way. Avoiding tobacco and getting an annual physical. Those are the 4 behaviors. The 4 measures that we want to all get in the normal range on: our weight or body mass index, our blood pressure, our blood sugar, and our cholesterol. If we do the 4 behaviors and get the 4 outcomes, we've improved the quality of our life. We've improved the quality of our families' lives. We're allowing ourselves to be more successful. On our healthcare costs, the estimates are all over the place, but a lot of people from this profession will tell you that could drop our healthcare costs in this country by more than 50%. There is no other activity, none of the Affordable Care Act, none of those other things are even in the same league with how important this is. And so it's exciting to be here. I hope you're excited to be on the cutting edge of taking it. But the key thing I have to ask of you is we need to pass the word. Us alone doing this isn't enough. We need all Michiganders, and in turn we need all Americans to embrace these 4x4 simple principles and live them through Pure Michigan Fit. So this is a great opportunity. So I want to say thank you so much to the people that are doing the hard work to make this happen, all the association members, all the partners here today, all of you for coming. And when you go out of here, the next person you see, the next friend, neighbor, even person that may be helping you unload your grocery, tell them about Pure Michigan Fit. Tell them about 4x4. You're doing them a favor. You're doing us all a favor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Governor, and I'm sure that message is going to resonate with all residents of Michigan. And on behalf of the partnership, we'd like to kind of kick off and launch of the campaign with a T-shirt for you.
Oh, that's great.
Pure, I'm Michigan Fit, and a basket of healthy food that you can use to start the day. And hopefully you'll enjoy the tour of the store and the activities today, and show how we as retailers, so we can show as retailers how we can help our consumers eat healthier in concert with your initiative. Thank you.
Thank you. That's great.
We are going to open it up for questions on the topic first, please.
Questions? Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll repeat the question because all of you may not be able to hear it. The question was how we're trying to get employers involved in Pure Michigan Fit and the 4x4 program, and what kind of tax credits or incentives we might be offering. To be open with you, that at this point in time, we're not planning on offering incentives. And the reason I say that is I view this as about people helping one another. We've been successful with other Pure Michigan programs simply asking people to treat each other nicer and better and do the right thing without somebody having to pay them to do it. And it works. We've done it with Pure Michigan Business Connect, about asking Michigan businesses to do business with one another. And literally, I can tell you this year, we have hundreds of millions of dollars of Michigan companies buying from other Michigan companies that didn't happen before simply because we connected them. We put them together. And in terms of the Pure Michigan Fit aspect of employers, what I'm really hoping to do is highlight success stories. to actually have companies that we can brag about that have wellness programs that are being successful to say, hey, here's the 4x4 as a base, but here's where they made it fun in their company, exciting in their company, they had great results in their company. We should be showcasing those success stories in a very positive way, and I think that's great for the companies and for the people in those companies. And again, it's not about government buying their way to an answer, it's about government being a convener, a clearinghouse to say, shouldn't we be nice to one another and be positive to one another, and it works. Yes? Well, the question is, why the focus on early childhood when I said 5 and younger? That's just a starting point, because that's one of the interesting ways we can start at the very beginning. Because if you look at other health issues in Michigan, we don't do as well on infant mortality, for example, and childhood issues as we should. We had a great conference last year. Olga Dazo and the Department of Community Health led that and had healthcare professionals talking about how we can help the most at need, our young people in many cases, and really focus in on that. And so that's one of the fun things we hope to see here today. I think there's a plan for a cool contest for a bunch of kids today that, again, being healthy can be fun. So let's figure out how to make it fun. They wouldn't let me participate. I guess I'm too old.
I think it's ironic that Disney Channel is now focusing on health commercials, and now coming out with the Michigan Fit campaign. Do you think there's connections? Do you think that this is the next step forward?
Yeah, the question was about the Disney Channel now getting involved, and how does that correlate to us also doing it? I think there's a beginning of a recognition, and you're seeing it really start with a number of companies, in addition to the healthcare community, where companies themselves were working with their employees on being healthy. Now it's expanding to places like Disney and to us. A lot of people are starting to get the message that wellness is the fundamental building block of our healthcare system. And too often we jump down that ladder too far to talk about things that they're important topics, but they're not near as important as the fundamental base that we're talking about here. And so that's why I really wanted to spend the moment about contrasting this to the Affordable Care Act, because it does show, while that's important, it's misplaced emphasis in a relative sense to what we're doing here. Today is more important. The topic we're covering here today is more important than that topic. And I will say that to anyone in this country, and if you talk to the people that are in this profession, they'll tell you it's true. And it's good it's starting to be recognized.
Why now? I mean, obesity has been such an issue for years now. Why now?
Well, there's no time to wait. Again, we did this in our special message. I signed up. I still got a couple pounds to go. And one fun fact I did learn to share with you from the health and wellness message is, if you get your blood pressure taken during the middle of a press conference, it will be higher than normal. But the point is just doing a special message isn't enough. We need to continue this process and reemphasize it. So I call this a continuing process. And I really encourage you to look at Pure Michigan Fit not just as an event today, but this is a process that we hope to continue to expand over the next several years. This is a multi-year, many-faceted adventure to say it's about diet, exercise, all coming together and us being smarter and better to ourselves. That's the interesting part when you talk about this thing is you say, who are you doing this to and who benefits? Well, it's me, you, and all of us. We should just do it and get it done well. There's a guy that, Rick, it surprises me. You'd want the first off-topic question. The question was about what my plans are for a new international trade crossing. And it's very simple. We should build a bridge because it's good for Michigan. It's good for all Michiganders regardless of where we live. I like these kind of press conferences because it's about international trade and jobs. Because one thing we forget, we love being a peninsula, 2 peninsulas. But being a peninsula is not good for trade. But if you draw a circle around Montreal to Chicago, it's 1/3 of the North American economy, and we're in the center. By opening up additional trade crossing, it's going to create job opportunities for all Michiganders, It's going to create thousands of construction jobs short term, and the best part is it doesn't involve any Michigan taxpayer dollars. Because of the generosity of our Canadian partners, they will pay for the Michigan portion that would be repaid out of tolls, that no obligation to our taxpayers. Then we can use many of those dollars to do federal road matching projects across Michigan and employ more people and create better roads in Michigan, which everybody wants. This is just a no-brainer. The only party that doesn't like this, that has spent a lot of money in a lot of different ways on misleading ads and such, is a bridge that is making too much money at our expense. So let's get this bridge going. Well, I heard you put that part in. Not necessarily. I hope it's soon. I'm not going to confirm or deny anything about a specific date, but I think we're very near term we should be announcing a bridge, I hope. Anything else? That was a good one on the bridge. I like that one. Yeah, for the people that couldn't hear, the question is the legislators are wrapping up tomorrow, most likely, and they have a number of things, social issues on their agenda, some other topics on their agenda, and what I can tell you is they're my partners. So I respect their right to come up with things they think are relevant. My agenda is focused on jobs and kids and wellness. So as a practical matter, I encourage them to make sure we're working on things involving jobs and kids, and there's important things going on there in terms of a budget supplemental bill, some pension reform issues, some very important topics that are about jobs and kids that I hope they get wrapped up too as part of that process.
Okay, great. We're going to start the tour now.
Great. Well, thank you.